What's up, the John Squad? This is John Pellini here, your YouTube World Heresy Champ here on YouTube, and I'm coming to my WWE Monday Night Raw review for February 26, 2018. That's right, what a deadly Monday Night Raw we had last night. There was a bunch of talking going on in this program last night because it was the day after the Elimination Chamber that took place on Sunday, but it was Monday yesterday. So let's get things going, shall we? So we kicked off Daily Monday Night Raw with Alexa Bliss and Mickie James, and Alexa Bliss gets on the mic and talks about the last night's Elimination Chamber. You know, she talks about the Elimination Chamber and that she retained her women's championship title inside the Elimination Chamber. So then she said she learned everything from Mickie James, and that she will break Asuka's streak at WrestleMania. So then Asuka comes out, but then and attacks Alexa Bliss and Mickie James. Then Nia Jax comes running out there and attacks Asuka, but Nia Jax gets the armbar, you know, Asuka's armbar. But then Alexa Bliss and Mickie James both attack Asuka, but then Bayley and Sasha Banks make the save. But then but then Nia Jax attacks Sasha Banks and Bayley, and that leaves Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss and Mickie James standing tall. So then the first match we had on Raw was Asuka, Bayley, and Sasha Banks versus Mickie James, Alexa Bliss, and Nia Jax, and the winner was Asuka, Bayley, and Sasha Banks. That's right. So then John Cena cuts a promo and talks about that he has failed inside the chamber, and that he has failed, and that there's always one way to get to WrestleMania, and that is to challenge the Undertaker. But he says that is impossible, and that match is not going to happen. So that's what he says. So that he says that he is going to WWE SmackDown Live tonight. That's what he says. He's going to SmackDown tonight, and that's what he's going to try to get a WrestleMania match. So that's what he says. Or do to try to get a WrestleMania something happening. So that's what he says. So then we were supposed to have a second match on Raw was Bray Wyatt versus Heath Slater, but the referee never rings the bell because Bray Wyatt attacks Heath Slater before the match never begins. So then this leads to Bray Wyatt attacking Heath Slater, and then Bray Wyatt cuts a promo on the mic and says to Woken Matt Hardy that we are not done. And we will fight this war again. Look what you made me do. You made me attack these guys. You know, he attacked Round and Heath Slater. So then he says, we are not done and we are going to fight again. So that's what he says. So then the third match we had on Raw was The Miz versus Seth Rollins. And the winner was Seth Rollins. Awesome. So that means now the next match we had on Raw was Finn Balor versus The Miz, so we had The Miz versus Finn Balor, and the winner was Finn Balor by DQ, but by disqualification due to The Miz Taraj beating up on Finn Balor and getting to the ring when the match started. But then Gallows and Anderson come out to make the save, but then Kurt Angle restarts the match and banned The Miz Taraj and and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson from ringside. So then the winner of that match officially was Finn Balor. So that means Seth Rollins says that he wants to fight The Miz for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania 34. So that's going to be awesome, man. Seth Rollins versus The Miz for the Intercontinental. But then there could be Finn Balor involved, so we never know what's going to happen. So then the fifth match you had on Raw was a 2 out of 3 falls match for the Raw Tag Team titles. Sheamus and Cesaro versus Apollo and Titus O'Neil. And the winner was, and still, Raw Tag Team Champions, Sheamus and Cesaro. We are the bar. I love doing that. Then we had Roman Reigns cuts a promo and talks on the mic and talks about that he has made his words, and that he said that he is going to WrestleMania to beat Brock Lesnar. That's what he said. He's going to beat Brock Lesnar, and that Lesnar is not here at all tonight. You know, he says Lesnar is not here at all tonight, that he does not respect Brock Lesnar at all, and that he is going to take the Universal Championship at WrestleMania, and that he is just going to leave, and then he leaves the ring, and then that ends that segment. So then another match we had on Raw was Braun Strowman versus Elias, and the winner was Braun Strowman by DQ due to Elias spraying the fire extinguisher inside Braun Strowman's eyes, and the referee had to disqualify Elias. So then that's what happens. So then the last part we had on Raw, the final part we had on Raw was Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. You want to clear the air with Rowdy Ronda Rousey, and Stephanie McMahon talks about the contract signing that took place at the Elimination Chamber. So then Ronda Rousey comes out after she after Stephanie McMahon calls out Kurt Angle, but so then you know what happens here. Kurt Angle tells Ronda Rousey that her coming to WWE was the best thing that ever happened. But then Ronda says that she is no one's property after Step Man says that she's their property. So then tells her that she's and he said to her that he needs this job, and that he lied to her what he said at the Elimination Chamber, and that he lied, and all those rumors weren't true. What Stephanie McMahon and Triple H both said, that he lied and that they weren't true. So Ronda Rousey tells Stephanie that she needs to apologize to her. So Stephanie McMahon apologizes to her. But then Triple H, all of a sudden now Triple H just boom, boom, the sucker punches the sucker punches um The sucker punches Kurt Angle, and subscribe for more. You're all the best at John Squad. You're a one of a kind. I don't even know why this video's lagging too much, but still, anyway, you're all the best at John Squad. You're a one of a kind. Love each and every single one of y'all. Peace out, the John Squad.